I live in a tower and it's very tall. I mean, high. Oh God, which one is it? Today I want to tell you about the difference between the two words tall and high. But before doing that, please take your time and like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much. Now, let's see the difference between these two words, okay? Here we go. Both tall and high mean more than average height. But here's the main difference. Tall refers to the height of a person or an object. High is used to describe the elevation of something from the ground. Now, let's look at some examples, okay? Burj Khalifa is the tallest building in the world. Or, my sister is 5 foot tall. Now, as you can see, here I'm talking about Burj Khalifa and I'm generally saying that it is a tall building. In the next sentence, I'm generally referring to the height of my sister using the word tall. Some more examples. The guy fell from the top of a high building. Or, I put my phone on a high shelf. In both these examples, I'm talking about the height of two things above the ground. In the first one, I talk about a building, that its destination above the ground is very much. So I call it a high building. In the second one, I'm talking about a shelf that its elevation from the ground is a lot. So I call it a high shelf. Generally, since I'm talking about the height of something from the ground, I use the word high, not tall. Now, let's practice a bit more and see some more examples, shall we? How tall is your father? Or, Mount Everest is the highest mountain in the world. Or, the prison is surrounded by very high walls and fences. Or, she can jump high. And last but not least, I sat behind a very tall man in the theater. Okay guys, now it's your turn. Make your own examples with the words tall and high and write them down in the comments. I'm here to correct them for you in case there were any mistakes. And by the way, you can find the full vocabulary and grammar files in our speaking courses visiting our website, which is www.rossielts.com. Stay tuned and see you soon! Hello? Anybody there? Oh, hi guys! How are you today? Silly me, I forgot to turn on the lights. Or I forgot turning on the lights? Wait, which one is correct? So today I want to tell you about the difference between forget to do something and forgot doing something. First things first, both these formats are true, but how you use them is different, right? Let's see. Forget to do something. For example, I forgot to turn on the lights. When you say the sentence, it means that you were supposed to or you had to turn on the lights, but you didn't. Like I did today. I had a recording and I was all ready, but I forgot to turn on the lights. And you can't see me if it's dark, right? So let me give you another example. You've been out all day with a friend and now you want to go home. You arrive home and when you want to open the door, you realize that the keys are not in your bag. So you can say, oh damn, I forgot to take the keys. They were right on the table when I left. This means that you were supposed to take the keys because you wouldn't be able to enter the house if you don't take them. But you didn't take them. So here's the structure. Forget plus to plus infinitive. You didn't do what you were supposed to do. The next one is forget doing something. For example, I forgot turning on the lights. When you say this sentence, it means that you don't remember that you have turned on the lights. In other words, of course you have turned on the lights, but right now you don't remember it. So let me give you another example. Suppose you're walking on the street and somebody comes to you and says, hey, why didn't you call me? The last time we met, you told me you would talk to me later. You say, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot talking to you. I will text you when I get home. It means that of course you talked to that person a few days ago, but you have no memory of it. So here's the structure. Forget plus ing. You did do something, but you have no memory of it. Now it's your turn. Make your own examples with forget to do something and forget doing something and write them in the comments. I'm here to correct them for you. And by the way, you can find the full vocabulary and grammar files in our speaking course visiting our website, which is www.rossielts.com. Stay tuned and see you soon. Three words: ache, hurt, and pain. Now, if you want to talk about pain in different body parts, you can use ache, which can be a noun or a verb, or you can use hurt, which is a verb, or you can use pain, which is a noun. Now, I want to start with the verb ache as a noun. You can use it to describe pain in 5 different body parts only. I will give you the examples. You can say, I have a headache. Or you can say, I have a toothache. Or you can say, I have a stomach ache. Or, I have a back ache. Or, I have an ear ache. Now, this is ache as a noun, but you can use it also as a verb when you talk about a pain that's not too strong, but that lasts for a longer period of time. For example, if you have been walking all day and you're getting tired, you can say, my feet ache because I have walked a lot. However, if you want to talk about a pain which is not very strong, but more punctual, you can use hurt. For example, my throat hurts when I speak. And to talk about the word pain, which is a noun, you can say, I have pain in, or I get pain in. For example, I have pain in my hand, or I get pain in my eyes when I swim in the pool. So think a moment, because now it's your turn. Make your own examples using ache, hurt, and pain and write them down in the comments below. I will correct them for you if there are any mistakes.
Eva, pick a card. Eva, pick the card.
Which one should I pick? So, like I said, I'm here today to give you a very short tip about the articles a, an, and the in English. So, as you know, we have 3 articles, a, an, and the. And after an article, you have a noun. For example, a cat, an apple, and the car, right? However, some nouns don't get an article, and that's okay. So first, let's talk about a and an, right? Now, if you're talking about one thing, a singular noun, you use a. Like, for example, I have a laptop, or there is a desk in the class. Now, if your noun starts with a vowel sound, so that's a, e, I, o, or u, you use an instead of a. Like, for example, she bought me an umbrella, or my lunch is an apple. Now, all this said is to get to this point. When it is not clear about which person or thing you're talking about, you should use a or an. But when it's clear about which person or thing you're talking, then you should use the. So let me give you some more examples, right? For instance, you have invited me to your house and I am at the door and I text you, hey, open the door. When I say open the door, I mean the entrance door, right? And you know it and I know it as well. So you open it and I enter your house and everything is clear. Now, if I say open a door, it is not clear what door I'm talking about. So you can open any door. The bathroom's door, the kitchen's door, or the entrance door. Now, if we go back to the question I was asked in the beginning of this video, the sound in the background said, Eva, pick the card. Oh, you mean the red card. See, she's talking about a specific card that both she and I know which one it is. And when the sound in the background said, Eva, pick a card, it is not clear which card she's talking about. So I can pick the one I like. For example, I like blue. So I choose this one. So to wrap it up, the is clear, but a or n is not clear. That's all. And now it's your turn. Make your own examples with a, n, and the, and write them down in the comments. I will correct them for you. Have you ever been on a date in English? No? Then listen closely because I'm here today to teach you 4 phrasal verbs about dating and relationships. Let's talk a bit about love, shall we? Here we go with the first one. To fall for somebody, which means to fall in love with somebody. For example, my dad fell for my mom when they were in London. Or, I have never fallen in love, which means that I never loved somebody. Okay, so if I'm talking about to fall for somebody or about the alternative, to fall in love with somebody, I'm obviously talking about a very strong feeling, right? And if that feeling still continues, I can also say to be in love with somebody. To say that it didn't just happen once, it still continues. And let's have a look at some more examples with that, right? I fell for you 2 years ago when we were at the beach. And I am still in love with you. See? So falling in love happened once in the past, and to show that I still have that feeling for the person, I say, I am in love with you. Now, suppose I met someone and I fell for that person. What next? I should ask him on a date, right? So, to ask somebody out or to ask somebody on a date. For example, he asked me out for dinner to a fancy restaurant. Or, after we met at the party, he asked me on a date. Now, there are other alternatives for this. You can also say to go out or to date. For example, I used to go out with John when we were in high school. Or, we've been dating for 2 months and now we plan to take a trip together. Maybe you have noticed that date here is a verb, but you can date also as a noun. And then it refers to the person you go out with. For example, Sarah introduced her date to me when we met in the restaurant. This means she introduced the person to me she was going on a date with. Okay, so I fell in love, we went on a date, things were going well for a while, but sometimes you have arguments, right? And here goes the next phrase, to make up, which means to forgive each other after an argument. For example, my parents had a terrible argument about money, but they made up 2 hours later. Or, I apologized to him to make up for the fight. And, well, in case things don't go well and you can't make up, things happen. Here's the last phrase, which is a bit sad, which is to break up. It means to end a relationship. Let's have a look at some examples here as well, shall we? I broke up with my boyfriend because we had nothing in common. Or, After we broke up, I decided to move to a new city. So in this case, it ended badly, but life happens. Don't worry about it. Continue making your own examples. Use some of these phrases and write them down in the comments below, and we will correct them for you if there are any mistakes.